God, what am I doing here? The elevator doors slid shut with a whisper that felt deafening in Jasmine's ears. Her reflection stared back at her from the polished brass, 33 years old, brown skin glowing under harsh fluorescent lights, natural curls pulled back tight. Professional. Respectable. Not at all like someone about to meet a stranger who'd just paid 12 million won for dinner and conversation. Just dinner, the agency said. Just company. Nothing more unless you agree. The penthouse restaurant was empty except for one table by the windows. Souls sprawled beneath them, a carpet of lights that made Jasmine's chest ache. She'd been in this city 8 months and still felt invisible. Before we dive in, beautiful people, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. It's the best way you can support us as we continue delivering captivating stories that'll keep you hooked every single day. He stood when she approached. Park Min-jun 41 according to the profile. Tall, lean, wearing a suit that probably cost more than her monthly rent. His face was all sharp lines and careful control, but his eyes, they looked tired. Lonely. Miss Carter, he said in perfect English. Thank you for coming, Mr. Park. Her voice was steadier than she felt. They sat. Ordered food, neither of them touched much. The silence stretched awkward and heavy until Jasmine couldn't take it anymore. So this is weird, she said. His mouth almost smiled. Extremely. You do this often? Never. He looked out at Seoul. You? First time. She laughed, brittle. I'm an urban planner. 3 years in Chicago. Awards. Published research. Came here because my dad's dying and he wanted to see Korea one more time before her throat closed. Min-jun's expression softened. I'm sorry. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. There's a clinical trial at Asin Medical Center. It's his only shot, but insurance doesn't cover experimental treatments. 60 million won out of pocket. She met his eyes. That's why I'm here. That's why I said yes to this insane thing. He was quiet for a long moment. Then, my father killed himself when I was 16. Business failure. Shame. He left my mother with nothing but debt and a family name that became a joke. His fingers tightened around his wine glass. I've spent 25 years rebuilding that name. Built a real estate empire. Made billions. And I'm still the son of the man who jumped off Mapo Bridge. Jasmine stared at him. Really looked past the expensive suit and controlled posture to the lonely boy underneath. We're both trying to save our fathers, she said softly. Or their memory. He finally met her eyes. I didn't ask you here for company. I asked because I'm tired of pretending. Tired of business dinners where everyone wants something. Tired of women who see one signs instead of a person. I just wanted honesty, Jasmine finished. Yes. They talked until the restaurant staff started giving pointed looks. About architecture and shame and what it meant to carry names that felt like burdens. About being the only black woman in meetings full of Korean men who looked through her. About building empires on foundations of pain. Somewhere around midnight, they moved to the rooftop lounge. Just them and the Seoul sky. You're beautiful, Min-jun said suddenly. Not smooth. Almost clinical. Not exotic. Not interesting. Just beautiful. Like you were designed with intention. Jasmine's breath caught. Nobody here calls me beautiful without a but attached. Then they're blind. She laughed, and somehow it turned into crying. 9 months of holding it together, of being strong for her dying father, of being invisible in a city that looked like him but rejected her, it all came crashing out. Min-jun pulled her close without asking. Let her cry against his chest. His heartbeat was steady under her ear. I'm sorry, she gasped. This is so unprofessional. I don't. You're allowed to break. His voice was rough. I break every day. I'm just better at hiding it. She pulled back to look at him. His face was closer than she expected. Eyes dark and full of something that made her stomach flip. Tell me your real name, she whispered. Not Mr. Park. You. His thumb brushed her cheek. Just Min-jun. Just Jasmine. When he kissed her, it was a question. Gentle. Careful. Like he was afraid she'd disappear. Jasmine kissed him back harder, pouring months of loneliness into it. They ended up in his penthouse. Clothes discarded like confessions. his mouth on her neck, her nails down his back. It was desperate and tender and nothing like a transaction. It felt like two people drowning who'd found air. His hands learned her like he was memorizing something precious. Every curve, every scar, every place that made her gasp. She learned him too, the tension in his shoulders, the way his breath stuttered when she whispered his name. After, lying in tangled sheets with dawn painting Seoul gold, Min-jun pressed his forehead to hers. "I'm going to pay for your father's treatment," he said. But tonight this was free. This was real. Jasmine's throat closed. "You don't have to. I want to." His arms tightened. "What you gave me, one honest night. That's priceless." When she woke, he was gone. Just a note on hotel stationery and a bank confirmation. 60 million won. Her father's life bought with one night of truth. Jasmine sat on the edge of the bed and cried until she had nothing left. 7 months later, Jasmine stood outside Park Development Tower, trying not to vomit. The building was stunning, glass and steel with traditional Hanok elements woven through. Everything she dreamed of designing. But the name, Park. It couldn't be the same Park. Seoul had thousands of them. The receptionist looked her up and down with barely hidden disdain. "Please wait," she said in Korean, speaking slowly like Jasmine was stupid. "Thank you for your kindness," Jasmine replied in perfect Seoul dialect. The receptionist's face flushed. The conference room had floor-to-ceiling windows. Seoul stretched below like a promise or a threat. The door opened. Time stopped. Min-jun stood there. Expensive suit. Perfect posture. Eyes that went wide for one heartbeat before shuddering completely. Behind him was a woman sleek, beautiful, cold. Her gaze raked over Jasmine like a threat assessment. "Ms. Carter," Min-jun said, voice carefully neutral. "I'm Park Min-jun, CEO. This is Choi Soo-ah, our COO." Jasmine's mouth was desert dry. "Mr. Park. Miss Choi." As if they hadn't spent a night tangled together. As if she hadn't cried in his arms. As if he hadn't saved her father's life. Soo-ah's eyes narrowed. Women always knew. "Your portfolio is impressive," Min-jun said, flipping through pages he'd clearly memorized. 3 years with Morrison Group in Chicago. The River North Project won national recognition. Your thesis on integrating Hanok principles into sustainable urban planning is innovative. Jasmine forced herself to breathe. "Thank you. I believe traditional Korean architecture has lessons for contemporary development. Hanok structures work with nature rather than against it. That's the future of urban planning." "Interesting," Soo-ah said. Her smile was ice. "For someone who grew up in America. My father insisted I understand both worlds." Jasmine met her gaze. "If you're going to carry two identities, speak both languages fluently." "Admirable," Soo-ah said, tone suggesting otherwise. Min-jun's knuckles were white against the portfolio. "Ms. Carter, I'm offering you the senior urban planner position. 90 million won annually. Full benefits." "Why?" The word escaped before she could stop it. "You could hire anyone." Min-jun's eyes met hers. The air crackled. "Because when I see your work, I see someone who understands what I'm trying to build. Not just buildings. Legacy." The unspoken hung heavy. "I see you. I remember. I haven't stopped thinking about that night." Soo-ah's phone buzzed. "Excuse me," she said coldly and left. The second the door closed, everything shifted. Min-jun moved to the windows, hands in pockets. His shoulders were rigid. "You can say no," he said quietly. "If this is too complicated." "Is that why you're offering me this?" Jasmine's voice shook. "Because of that night?" "No." He turned. God, the look in his eyes. Raw. Hungry. "I'm offering this because you're brilliant. Because your portfolio is the best I've seen in years. Because this project needs someone who understands both tradition and innovation." He took a step closer. "But am I offering it because I recognized your voice the second you walked through that door? Because I've thought about you every single day? Because seeing you again felt like breathing after drowning?" His voice dropped. "Yes. That too. This is insane. I know. This is a terrible idea. Probably. I should walk away right now." "You should." He was close enough that she could smell his cologne. Same scent from that night. "But will you?" Jasmine looked at him, this dangerous, beautiful man who'd saved her father, and somehow saw her as more than just the black woman who didn't belong. She thought about 63 rejection emails. About her father in remission. About bills and survival and crying herself to sleep. She thought about how his hands had felt in her hair. How his heartbeat had sounded under her ear. How for one night she'd felt less alone. "I'll take the job," she said. "But we keep this professional." Something flickered in his eyes. Disappointment. Relief. "Of course. I mean it, Min-jun." "I know." His hand lifted, almost touched her face, then dropped. "I'll try." That's what scared her. The trying. The almost. The way his eyes followed her like she was the only thing in focus. Professional was going to be impossible. If you're already hooked, hit that like button because this story is about to get wild. Jasmine's first day, she arrived at 6:45 a.m. Korean corporate culture meant arriving before the boss. The office was already half full, everyone in identical business attire, heads down, pretending not to stare at the black woman walking to her desk. David, a Korean American from Seattle, appeared with coffee. "You're the new hire everyone's gossiping about." "I'm David, structural engineer." "So glad there's another American here." "Well, kind of American, your dad's Korean, right?" "From Busan." Jasmine took the coffee gratefully. "Close enough." "Listen, advice. Mr. Park is intense but fair. Sua is his right hand and she's terrifying. Don't cross her. And the old guys." He gestured at senior planners. "They're going to test you. Just be better than them." "Noted." At exactly 8 a.m., Min-jun walked in. The entire office stood and bowed in unison. "Good morning, President." Jasmine bowed too. But when she rose, his eyes were on her. Just for a second. Just long enough to make her skin heat. The whispers started immediately. "Did you see how he looked at her? The black girl?" "Of course. I heard she has connections." "What kind of connections?" "The kind you don't put on a resume." Jasmine kept her head down and worked. But the damage was done. She was marked. The diversity hire everyone suspected was there for reasons besides merit. At 9:30, Min-jun summoned her to his office. The space was minimalist, glass walls, Seoul sprawling below like a conquered kingdom. "Close the door," he said in Korean. Jasmine did. Her pulse hammered. "We need to establish boundaries," he continued, still not turning. "You work for me. That complicates things given our history." "History?" Jasmine repeated. "Is that what we're calling it?" Now he turned. His face was carefully blank, but his eyes burned. "What would you call it?" "A mistake." Something flashed across his face. "Hurt, maybe." Was it? The morning light painted him in gold and shadow. God, her body remembered. Remembered his hands and his mouth and the way he'd said her name like a prayer. "No," she admitted quietly. "But it should have been." "Why?" "Because you're my boss. Because there's a power imbalance the size of this tower. Because I need this job and you could take it away anytime." Min-jun crossed the space in 3 strides. Stopped just close enough that she could feel his heat. "I would never." "You could." Her voice was steady even though her hands shook. "That's the point. You have all the power here." So yes, that night was beautiful and honest and probably the only real thing I felt since moving to Seoul. But it can't happen again. Ever. His jaw worked. "Agreed." "Good." "But Jasmine," he leaned in slightly, voice dropping. "If circumstances were different. If I wasn't your boss and you didn't need this job. If we were just 2 people. We're not." She cut him off even as heat pooled low in her belly. "So it doesn't matter." His eyes dropped to her mouth. Lingered. "Tell me you don't think about it." "I don't." "Liar." "That night is over." "Then why are your hands shaking?" She shoved them behind her back. "Stress. New job. Stop reading into things." "I'm very good at reading things, Jasmine. It's how I've survived this long." He stepped back, giving her space she didn't want. "Here's what's going to happen. You're going to be the best damn urban planner on this project. You're going to prove to everyone here that you earned this position. And I'm going to keep my hands to myself no matter how badly I want to touch you." Her breath caught. "Min-jun. But don't lie to me." His voice went rough. Don't tell me that night didn't matter. Don't tell me you don't feel this thing between us. Be professional, yes. Keep boundaries, absolutely. But don't lie. Jasmine's chest felt like it was cracking open. Fine. I think about it. Happy? No. He turned back to the windows. But at least it's honest. She left before she did something stupid like kiss him. The Seoul Metro expansion project consumed her. Jasmine threw herself into blueprints and sustainability models, redesigning infrastructure to integrate green spaces without compromising efficiency. She worked late, arrived early, proved herself to every skeptical senior planner who thought she was a diversity hire, and tried desperately to ignore how Min-jun watched her. It was subtle, quick glances across the open office, his eyes following her during presentations, the way his jaw tightened when other men talked to her. 3 weeks in, everything changed. Late Thursday night, Jasmine was alone in the design studio reviewing transit models. The office was empty except for workaholics and cleaning crews. She was so absorbed she didn't hear him enter. "You're still here." Min-jun's voice made her jump. He was in the doorway, jacket off, tie loosened, looking tired and human and dangerous. "I could say the same. I own the building. I have an excuse." He came closer, studying her work. "What are you working on?" "The green corridor integration." The load calculations don't quite. She stopped, hyper-aware of how close he was. How his cologne filled the space. How her body remembered his touch. "Don't quite what?" "Balance." Her voice came out breathy. "Damn it. The weight distribution needs adjustment." He leaned over her shoulder, studying the screen. His breath was warm on her neck. "Here," he said, pointing. "If you shift the support structure, that compromises the aesthetic." "Does it?" His hand covered hers on the mouse. "Or does it create different beauty?" They weren't talking about architecture anymore. "Min-jun. I'm trying." His voice was rough in her ear. "God, I'm trying to stay professional. To keep my distance. But you're here every night working yourself to death to prove something everyone should already know. And all I want," he stopped, jaw clenched. "All you want what?" "Is to make it easier for you. To protect you. His forehead dropped to her shoulder. "To touch you just once more. Just to remember it was real." Jasmine's breath stuttered. She should step away. Should maintain boundaries. But his weight against her back felt like home, and she was so tired of being alone. "One touch," she whispered. "That's all." His hand slid from hers, traced up her arm, settled on her waist. Warm. Possessive. "Right. Like this." "Yeah." Her head fell back against his shoulder. "Like that." They stood there in the empty office, barely touching, but every point of contact burning. His breath on her neck. Her hand covering his at her waist. The city lights painting them in shadow and gold. "This is dangerous," she whispered. "I know. Someone could see. The office is empty." "Min-jun." He turned her around, hands framing her face. "Tell me to stop. Tell me you don't want this, and I'll walk away. I'll be professional. I'll never cross this line again. But Jasmine, if you don't tell me to stop." She kissed him. It wasn't soft. It was desperate. Hungry. 3 weeks of denial exploding into need. His hands in her hair. Her back against the desk. His body pressing into hers like he needed to get closer, needed to consume her. She kissed back just as desperately, hands pulling at his shirt, nails scraping skin, wanting more, needing. A flash of light. They jumped apart. Through the glass wall, in the hallway. Suwa. Phone out, camera pointed directly at them. She smiled. Cold. Victorious. Then disappeared into shadows. "Shit," Min-jun breathed. Jasmine's legs shook. "She photographed us." "I know. She's going to." "I know." He ran hands through his hair. "God, I'm so stupid. I should have. We both should have." Jasmine's chest tightened with panic. "Min-jun, this is bad. If she shows those photos to the board, to other employees, your reputation gets destroyed, and everyone will think I slept my way to this job." "I don't care about my reputation." "But yours," his hands fisted. "I've destroyed you. You didn't destroy me. I kissed you. Because I made it impossible not to." He looked at her, eyes full of agony. I keep ruining your life over and over. You should hate me. I don't. Her voice broke. I wish I did, but I don't. His phone buzzed. He checked it, face going pale. It's Sua. She wants to meet. Now. What do we do? We. He looked at her. Jasmine, there is no we in this. I handle Sua. You stay out of it. Like hell I will. We're in this together. No, we're not. His voice went hard. You work for me. That's all. Whatever Sua wants, whatever threat she's making, I handle it alone. You go home. You stay out of this. That's an order. Jasmine's anger flared. You don't get to order me around about personal stuff. Yes, I do. Because if Sua takes you down, I can't protect you. But if it's just me, I can survive anything she throws at me. Min-jun. Go home, Jasmine. Please. His voice softened. Let me handle this. For once, let me protect you properly. She wanted to argue. But the fear in his eyes, genuine, deep, stopped her. Okay, but you call me after. Tell me what happened. I will. Promise. I promise. She left. But she didn't go home. She went to the parking garage and waited. Watched. 20 minutes later, Min-jun and Sua exited together. Sua was smiling. Min-jun looked carved from stone. Jasmine followed. Don't click away. This is where everything explodes. They went to a late-night cafe in Gangnam. Jasmine sat 3 tables away, hood up, pretending to work on her laptop. Close enough to hear fragments. 18 years, Min-jun, Sua's voice sharp. Not what this is about, Min-jun controlled. That black girl, Sua, contemptuous. Her name is Jasmine. Min-jun, warning. Sleeping with employees. Board will love this, Sua, triumphant. Jasmine's hands clenched around her cup. She couldn't hear everything, but she heard enough. Sua was blackmailing him. The photos in exchange for what? Control of the company? A position? Something. Then Sua's voice, clear and cold, you have 72 hours. Make your choice. Me or her. Park development or that woman. Your empire or your little obsession. Min-jun stood. I need time to think. You have until Monday. Sua's smile was vicious. Choose wisely, Min-juna. Because if you choose wrong, I destroy both of you. Her career, your company, everything. I'll make sure that black woman never works in urban planning again. And you, she laughed. You'll be the CEO who threw away an empire for a fling. Min-jun's hands clenched into fists. Don't talk about her like that. Or what? You'll fire me? Please. I have 18 years of dirt on you. Connections you need. Operations I run. You can't afford to lose me. Can't I? No. Sua leaned back, confident. Because I know what park development really is. And if I go down, I'm taking you with me. The words hung like poison. Min-jun walked out. Jasmine waited 5 minutes, then followed. She found him in his car, head against the steering wheel, breathing hard. She knocked on the window. He looked up, surprised, then resigned. Unlocked the door. You followed me, he said. Obviously. She got in. What did Sua mean about park development? About what it really is? Min-jun's jaw tightened. Nothing. She's bluffing. Bullshit. Min-jun, I heard her. She has dirt on you. 18 years worth. What aren't you telling me? Everything. He looked at her, eyes hollow. I'm not telling you everything because if I do, you become complicit. If I do, I destroy you even more than I already have. Tell me anyway. No. Min-jun. No. His voice cracked. Jasmine, the less you know, the safer you are. Trust me on this. I can't trust you if you won't tell me the truth. He laughed, bitter. Then I guess you can't trust me. Probably better that way. Is park development illegal? His silence was answer enough. Jasmine's stomach dropped. Oh my God. What have I been designing? A project. A legitimate, beautiful urban planning project. Your designs are clean, legal. Everything I said about your work was true. But there's more. Something hidden. Yes. Tell me. If I tell you, you become an accomplice. If they come after me, they come after you. They who? Min-jun, what the hell have you gotten me into? He turned to face her fully. I'm a money launderer, Jasmine. Park Development is financial infrastructure for a Russian-Korean crime syndicate. I've been running my father's operation for 18 years. Sua helped build it. And now she's using it to control me. The car felt too small, too cold. Jasmine couldn't breathe. You made me design money laundering infrastructure. No. You designed transit systems and green corridors. The illegal parts, those were mine. Yours are clean. I made sure of that. So I'm the perfect scapegoat. Her voice was dead. If this blows up, I take the fall. The naive black American who didn't know better. No. If this blows up, I take the fall. I have lawyers, contingencies, plans. You walk away clean. You planned this from the beginning. You hired me as insurance. Partially. His voice was rough. But not just that, Jasmine. It wasn't just that. You're brilliant. Your work is exactly what I need. And that night, he stopped. That night changed everything. I wasn't supposed to care about you. But I do. Too much. Jasmine opened the car door. I need to get out. Jasmine. I can't. I need to think. Process. I need to. She stumbled out into Seoul's neon-lit streets, mind screaming. Min-jun followed. Let me drive you home. No. I'll get a cab. Jasmine, please. You used me. She spun on him, tears streaming. You bought me, then hired me. And every single step was manipulation. Every moment I thought was real. It was real. All of it. He grabbed her shoulders. That night was real. These past weeks working together was real. What I feel for you is real. How do I know? How do I know any of it wasn't just part of your plan? Because I'm choosing you. His voice rose, desperate. Sua gave me an ultimatum. Park Development or you. My empire or you. And Jasmine, I choose you. Every time. No matter what it costs. You're just saying that because I love you. The words exploded out of him. Raw. True. I'm in love with you. I know I have no right. I know I've lied and used you and destroyed your career. But I love you. And I'm choosing you over everything else. Jasmine stared at him. 41-year-old CEO. Criminal. Broken man in an expensive suit confessing love on a Seoul street corner. That's not enough, she whispered. Love isn't enough when it's built on lies. Then what do you need? The truth. All of it. Everything about Park Development. About your operation. About what I'm really part of. No more protecting me. No more lies. Just truth. Min-jun's jaw worked. Then, okay, get in the car. I'll tell you everything. They drove to his penthouse in Hanam-dong. Silent. Tense. The Seoul skyline glittered below like a city of broken promises. Inside, Min-jun poured them both whiskey. Sat across from her in his minimalist living room. Took a breath. My father was Park Sang-min, real estate developer. Businessman. Criminal. He built an empire on legitimate projects and illegal operations. When I was 23, he died. Left everything to me not because I was special, but because I was ruthless. Hungry. Desperate to prove I belonged. So you took it? Yes. All of it. The business, the crime, the blood money. Min-jun's voice was hollow. For 18 years. Money laundering mostly. Some racketeering. Facilitating syndicate operations. Nothing violent, I drew that line. But everything else, I did it. Built it. Made it more efficient. And the Seoul Metro expansion was supposed to be my exit. 900 billion won laundered clean. Then I hand everything to my father's people and disappear. Get out. Start over. What changed? He looked at her. You. That night 7 months ago, I paid for one night of honesty and it broke something open in me. Made me want more. Want better. Want to be someone who deserved you. So I hired you. Because you were qualified. And because he stopped. Because I couldn't let you go. Couldn't stop thinking about you. Seeing you again felt like a second chance at redemption. At being human. But you still lied. Yes. You still put me at risk. Yes. You made me complicit in crime without my knowledge. Yes. His eyes were wet. I'm a selfish bastard who fell in love and ruined everything. That's the truth. Jasmine's chest was so tight she could barely breathe. Sua knows all of this. Every detail. She's been my partner for 18 years. Helped build the empire. She's also, he stopped. Also what? In love with me. Or obsessed with me. I've never been sure which. And now she's using that love to control you. Yes. She's given me 3 days. Choose her, make her a partner in everything, marry her, build the empire together. Or choose you and she destroys both of us. Releases evidence to authorities. Sends photos to the board. Ruins your career and sends me to prison. Some choice. There's no good option, Jasmine. Either way, you lose. So, I need you to do something for me. What? Walk away. His voice was steady. Dead. Resign tomorrow. Tell everyone it's not a good fit. I'll give you a severance package big enough to support your father's treatment for life. You walk away clean. No scandal. No crime. No association with me. And you. I'll figure something out. Maybe I take Sua's deal. Maybe I run. Maybe I go to prison. But you'll be safe. That's all that matters. Jasmine looked at him, this complicated, broken man who'd bought her and hired her and fallen for her and destroyed her. This man offering to sacrifice himself to save her. No, she said. Jasmine. I said no. Her voice was firm. I'm not walking away. Not after you just told me everything. Not after, she stopped, swallowed. Not after I've fallen for you too. His breath caught. You. I'm in love with you, you bastard. Tears streamed down her face. Which is insane. You're a criminal who manipulated me and ruined my career. But I love you anyway. So no, I'm not walking away. Then what do? We fight. She stood. Together. We find a way to take down Sua, save park development, and get you out of this life. All of it. That's impossible. So is falling in love with someone you met through an escort service. But here we are. She held out her hand. What do you say? Partners? Min-jun stared at her hand like it was salvation. Then he took it. Partners. They kissed, desperate and deep and tasting like whiskey and tears and impossible promises. We have 3 days, Jasmine whispered against his mouth. Then we better not waste them, Min-jun answered. Keep watching. The final act is about to blow your mind. The next morning, Jasmine and Min-jun walked into Park Development Tower together. Heads turned. Whispers exploded. Everyone had seen the photos Sua strategically leaked to key employees. David pulled Jasmine aside. Girl, what the hell? It's complicated. Complicated? You're sleeping with the CEO. In the office. Sua has photos. The whole company is talking about how you fucked your way to senior planner. I didn't. Jasmine stopped. You know what? I don't care. Let them talk. Jasmine. No. I'm done apologizing for existing. For being black in Korea. For being successful. For having feelings. She looked at David. I'm a damn good urban planner. Whether or not I'm sleeping with Min-jun doesn't change that. The board can kiss my ass. She walked away, head high. Fuck them all. In Min-jun's office, they strategized. Sua's leverage is the photos and her knowledge of park development's real purpose, Min-jun said. We need to neutralize both. How? Option 1, I take her deal. Marry her. Keep you safe. Absolutely not. Next option. Option 2, we go public. I confess everything. Turn state's evidence. Bring down the syndicate. You go to prison for how long? 25 years. Maybe more. Next option. Min-jun's jaw tightened. Option 3, we disappear. Take your father. Leave Korea. Start over somewhere the syndicate can't find us. My father's cancer is back. He can't travel. Next option. There is no next option, Jasmine. Those are the only 3. Then we make a 4th option. She pulled up the Seoul Metro blueprints on his computer. What if we change what park development is? Pivot the entire project. Make it legitimate. Attract different investors. Cut out the syndicate completely. They'll kill me. Not if you become more valuable alive. Not if you're working with authorities to bring them down. She looked at him. You turn state's evidence. But not on yourself. On them. On the syndicate. You become the witness who dismantles their entire Korean operation. And Sua, she goes down with them. Her connections, her operations, you expose everything. She can't blackmail you if she's in prison. Min-jun stared at the blueprints. That's insanely dangerous. So is doing nothing. The syndicate will put a price on my head. Then we make sure you're under police protection. Witness protection if necessary. And us? If I testify, I still go to prison. Reduced sentence maybe, but prison. How long? 6 years. 4 with good behavior. Jasmine's chest tightened. I can wait 4 years. Jasmine. I can wait. She took his hands. If it means you're alive. If it means we both have a future. For years is nothing. It's everything. No. Everything is you in a grave because the syndicate killed you. Or you married to Sua out of blackmail. For years in prison? We can survive that. You really think so? I know so. She kissed him. Now, let's go burn down your empire and save both our asses. They spent the next 2 days gathering evidence. Financial records. Communications. Everything Min-jun had on Sua's operations. Everything that could prove she was the mastermind, not him. On day 3, they made their move. Jasmine set up a meeting with Agent Lee Min-ho from the Financial Investigation Unit. She'd met him weeks ago at a networking event. Except this time, she knew the truth. You're investigating Min-jun, she said without preamble. Agent Lee's friendly expression didn't change. What makes you say that? Because you're not really from the World Bank. You're Korean National Police undercover investigating park development. She slid a USB drive across the table. I'm here to make a deal. What kind of deal? Everything on that drive. Financial records, communications, evidence of money laundering operations going back 18 years. Not from Min-jun. From Choi Sua. She's the real architect of park development's criminal infrastructure. Agent Lee's eyes narrowed. You're trying to flip this on Sua? I'm giving you the truth. Min-jun inherited his father's empire. He's been trying to exit for 4 years. Sua's been sabotaging him. Keeping him trapped. She has deeper syndicate connections than he ever did. And Min-jun's role? He testifies. Full cooperation against Sua. Against the syndicate. Everything. In exchange for reduced sentence. How reduced? 6 years. Agent Lee laughed. He's looking at 25. Not if he gives you the entire Russian-Korean syndicate operation. Not if he becomes your star witness. And you? Where do you fit in this? I'm the unwitting urban planner who discovered the truth and decided to cooperate. Full immunity. Agent Lee studied her. You're in love with him. Yes. This is a terrible idea. Probably. You could both end up dead. The syndicate doesn't fuck around. I know. But Agent Lee, she leaned forward. Min-jun is trying to get out. He's trying to be better. Give him that chance. Agent Lee was quiet for a long moment. Then he picked up the USB drive. I'll take this to my superiors. No promises. But Jasmine, if any of this is false, if you're playing me. It's not. I swear. We'll see. 4 days later, Korean National Police raided Park Development Tower. They arrested Sua first. She fought, screaming, clawing at officers. You're making a mistake. Min-jun is the criminal, not me. He's manipulating everyone. But they had evidence. 18 years worth. All pointing to her. They arrested Min-jun next. He didn't fight. Just went quietly, eyes finding Jasmine across the office. For years, he mouthed. I'll wait, she mouthed back. Then he was gone. The office erupted into chaos. Employees fleeing. Police securing computers. The board arriving in fury. And Jasmine stood in the center of it all, heart hammering, knowing she'd just destroyed everything to save the one thing that mattered, the man she loved. What happens next? Will Jasmine and Min-jun's plan work? Will Sua go down without a fight? Will they survive the syndicate's wrath? What secrets will Sua leak? Find out in the finale. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss part 2 dropping soon. Drop a comment below telling me what you think is going to happen. Will they get their happy ending? And smash that like button if you're as invested in this story as I am. See you in the finale.